we were living a life that felt like we had so much control, when in reality we didn't. And now it's difficult to trust. I think it's important to take inventory of the things that you do have control over and not focus as much on the stuff that you feel like you don't, and exercise your right to make choices. My name is Chamin Ajjan. I am a psychotherapist and the clinical director of Chamin Ajjan Psychotherapy. We've been told that we've had to stay 6 feet away and then 3 feet away, and then we can all of a sudden be back together. And that's not how human beings work. We don't just change on a dime and decide that it's okay for us to do something different when we've been told we've had to do something one way for so long. And it's been fear-based. And so there's a lot of fear and anxiety around how we're going to interact again. It's going to take time, and it's okay for you to decide what that looks like. There are a lot of places in the world where people wore masks prior to the pandemic, and I think that's what the world's going to look like from this point on. It's going to be a part of what society looks like, and it's okay for you to be one of those people if that's what you feel like.
Today, we're helping you come to terms with the secret you've been hiding for months. It's your pandemic weight gain.
People have gained an average of 1.5 pounds every month during shelter-in-place orders.
For some, it comes from working at home too close to the refrigerator. Others miss the gym, or they're just plain stressed.
We were in like an extended lockdown or winter, and we didn't have that time frame where we were told, okay, you got 3 months to get ready for re-engaging with the world. So I think a lot of people are dealing with body image issues. They're dealing with agoraphobia. There's a lot of people who are afraid to come outside and afraid to interact with people. I think we also underestimate, along with the pandemic, we experienced a racial crisis that has really had a deep impact and a collective trauma on people. And a lot of people are afraid to go outside for that reason too. I would say that if any of this stuff is impacting your ability to interact with people, with your loved ones, to do your regular activities of daily life, then I think it's important for you to talk to somebody, to make contact with a therapist, or even starting with your primary care physician. I think that is a valid option also, to just kind of make that entry point and start working towards getting back to yourself. You know, it's been interesting as a mental health professional during this period. We were going through a parallel process with everybody. We're all in the same boat here. We were fearful about work and how we were going to survive. Our businesses started to like boom and thrive. And I think that was partially because, you know, we were all experiencing these mental health issues. But I also think that we're in a different place in society where we are talking about mental health more. There's still stigma, of course, but I think we are getting closer and closer to a place of normalizing talking about mental health and talking about mental health issues and talking about therapy. So I think that's another wonderful thing that kind of came from the pandemic. Something that was unexpected was people taking care of their mental health, or at least a more awareness about mental health and the need for self-care and managing your mental health. One of the things that you can do in your day-to-day life is practice mindfulness, practice awareness, practice being in the moment. That's where we have the most ability to make changes in our lives. That's where we can make choices in our life, because we do spend so much of our time on autopilot, not really thinking about what's happening in the here and the now. And the choices are just happening for us because they're automatic. The more that you can practice being in your body and paying attention to what's happening in the here and the now, the more choices you have and the more empowered you'll feel.